When it comes to the symbol of Australia, we all think of kangaroos with their unique appearance. With more than 44 million kangaroos living across Australia, they have become a symbol that attracts tourists and is an inspiration for the film industry worldwide. So with such a large number of kangaroos, do Australians eat them? Let's find out right now. How millions of kangaroos are processed in Australia? Explore Australia's largest kangaroo meat factory. Kangaroos are considered native to Australia and have been around for over 4 million years. They are also considered a symbol of the continent. Their popularity was proven when they became the official symbol of the country's coat of arms in 1908. In addition, kangaroos have appeared on currency, stamps, and on Royal Australian Air Force aircraft. Most Australians have a great deal of respect for kangaroos and believe that these native creatures have a positive impact on the ecosystem. However, what is even more surprising is that kangaroos are also a food and are very popular with some Australians. So why do Australians eat kangaroos and how are they prepared? Kangaroo meat has historically been a major source of protein for some Indigenous Australian communities. And it's not just Australians who are interested in it, with kangaroo meat now regularly exported to more than 40 countries around the world, in an industry worth around $150 million a year. Demand has fueled the kangaroo meat processing industry in Australia. The animals are hunted for their meat and not raised like livestock. According to a national consumer survey, South Australia and Western Australia had the highest proportion of medium to high kangaroo meat consumers, at 21.2% and 19% respectively. This suggests that these states have a higher preference for kangaroo meat than other states. In fact, kangaroos are protected in Australia, but not endangered, meaning they can be shot and killed if the government allows it. Every year, about 5 million kangaroos are shot for meat, pet food, and skin. After being hunted, the kangaroos are transported to licensed processing facilities in refrigerated trucks. The meat is inspected on arrival to ensure it is free of contamination or disease. Factories must adhere to strict Australian food safety and quality regulations. Some facilities can process up to 10,000 kangaroos per week. Kangaroo meat processing is usually done by skilled workers, who remove the skin and separate the meat into different parts. The high-quality meat is usually packaged for human consumption. The lower quality is used for pet food, with almost 100% of the kangaroo meat used to minimize waste. Their meat is consumed in Australian supermarkets. If you have ever been to Australia, you will not have a hard time coming across packaged kangaroo meat products sold on supermarket shelves. Although not a popular meat, kangaroo meat is still loved by many people because of its taste. Kangaroo is a delicious meat and some gourmets even prefer it to lamb and steak because of its tenderness and flavor. It has a stronger flavor than beef or lamb, and although it is a very lean meat, it is not as tough as venison. Kangaroo meat is incredibly nutritious. It's higher in protein than beef, iron and zinc, and even provides omega-3s, an essential nutrient typically found in fish. Kangaroo is also a very lean meat with less than 2% fat. Thanks to its low fat and high protein content, it has become a popular choice for fitness enthusiasts looking to cut calories and build muscle. Currently, according to many studies, kangaroo meat is considered the most sustainable meat. It comes from the natural environment and without human intervention, antibiotics, additional growth hormones or chemicals. Therefore, kangaroo meat is considered safe and friendly to the environment and human health. In addition to being harvested for meat, kangaroo leather is also harvested and used in the high-end fashion industry for its durability and abrasion resistance. Kangaroo leather is considered softer, thinner, and more flexible than cowhide. It is known to be up to 10 times stronger than cowhide at the same weight and 50 times stronger than some sheepskins. Research has shown that kangaroo leather has many advantages, including superior tensile strength compared to any other domestic animal leather, a naturally smooth grain, and light weight. Because of its durability, kangaroo leather is used to make gloves and, most commonly, athletic shoes worn by soccer players around the world. Major global corporations such as Nike, Adidas, and Puma still use kangaroo leather today, as do many others around the world.
Meat is a popular food source all over the world, feeding billions of people on Earth. However, the industry is facing serious challenges, such as the population explosion leading to an increasing demand for meat products, and modern meat processing focusing not only on improving quality, but also ensuring food safety standards. These challenges require innovative solutions, and one of the innovations that has emerged is robotics and the use of AI technology in meat processing lines. Will the use of modern meat processing techniques change the entire meat industry in the world? Let's find out! In recent years, the meat processing industry in the United States and Canada has been in dire need of workers, and recruiting for those positions has been a constant challenge. Low-wage jobs are often difficult to fill because plant workers often stand for hours and repeat the same movements with knives and saws to debone and carve livestock. The shortage of workers has put severe pressure on processing plant operations. In the 4.0 era, when everything is gradually becoming automated, the development of the internet and artificial intelligence has revolutionized the agricultural industry in general and the meat processing industry in particular. The use of robotic systems in processing stages helps improve productivity and minimize human errors. It also ensures accuracy in meat classification and quality control. Plants in Canada and the United States have led the world in modern meat processing techniques. Meat processing plants have been practicing robotic slaughter of livestock and poultry. The system is designed to handle various tasks, such as cutting and processing meat efficiently and accurately. The goal of integrating robots into the slaughter industry is improving consistency, efficiency, and safety, while addressing issues such as labor shortages. And this can be considered a major technological development in the field of food processing. Several meat processing plants in North America are using hyperspectral imaging and artificial intelligence to analyze the chemical composition of food as it moves along the production line. The imaging technology detects and measures protein, water, and fat, and detects any contaminants, such as plastic debris, that may break off from the conveyor belt. After applying modern processing techniques, it is realized that its benefits are huge. Compared to processing workers, machines can work continuously and faster, helping to increase productivity significantly. The meat pieces, when packaged, are also cut more precisely and evenly, improving the quality and consistency of the products. In particular, it also ensures safety, because in this processing work, it is inevitable that unsafe situations caused by meat cutting equipment and tools for workers will occur. This is no longer a big problem for modern robotic equipment. Technological advances in the meat processing industry as a whole are important to the agricultural sector as a whole and to the economies of countries. The United States and Canada are also benefiting greatly from these modern meat processing techniques, with companies in the United States manufacturing machinery and robotic equipment for processing plants. In addition to using modern technologies in the production process, the meat industry also focuses on implementing sustainable solutions to reduce environmental impacts. As we know, the livestock industry and waste from processing plants also generate large amounts of methane and CO2 emissions, which are agents of environmental pollution and the greenhouse effect. Therefore, farmers need to implement alternative farming methods to ensure that negative impacts on the environment are minimized. Meat processing plants are gradually changing by using renewable and environmentally friendly energy, as well as practicing waste reduction strategies in meat processing facilities. Not only the meat processing stages are focused on, but the following meat processing stages, such as bacon or canned meat processing, also ensure a modern and high-quality production line. The automatic line helps produce goods thousands of boxes of meat in a day and ensure product quality with extended shelf life. Consumers in the US and Europe also quite like canned meat products because it is processed. And you? Do you like to use fresh meat or processed meat? Leave your comments below. Comment to let us know. Hello, beloved viewers of David Farm! With your passion for exploring agriculture, surely you have seen our modern pig farm models more than once, where pigs are raised in an industrial environment with modern support equipment. However, their food is cheap synthetic food. Today, I will take you to a pig farm in China with a semi-wild farming model, but the food they use to raise pigs is extremely high-quality food. For any of us who hear about king crab, we know that this is an extremely expensive food source. Dishes from king crab or lobster are almost only for those with economic means. But in China, lobster and king crab are food for pig. That's right, you heard right. There are pig farms in China that are fed seafood that costs up to hundreds of dollars. Perhaps you will find it hard to believe and ask why Chinese farmers feed king crab to their pigs, while there are many people who have never eaten this expensive crab. The pig breeds raised by the Chinese are not precious or expensive pig breeds, but they are common pig breeds. In rural and mountainous areas of China, pigs roam freely on grasslands or in forests or valleys. Such conditions make it possible to imagine pigs having such an expensive diet. Although they are raised by Chinese farmers for meat or economic development, we all see that pig food is many times more expensive than the pigs being raised. So, why are pigs in China fed seafood? In fact, people have been catching seafood for food since ancient times, but it was not always associated with luxury. Its abundance and the difficulties of transportation and storage requirements have left some coastal areas with abundant seafood reserves. For coastal towns in China, when there is too much seafood without economic value, it will be used as animal feed and fertilizer for fields. Today, it is hard to imagine that crabs that cost thousands of dollars could only be used as food for pigs or to fertilize a cornfield. Not only do farms in China feed animals seafood, but other regions such as Africa or some countries in Europe since the 20th century have also fed pigs seafood. Some countries in Africa, typically Mozambique, have large seafood reserves. There are many types of lobsters and king crabs, but their prices are very cheap. When human consumption demand is not high, excess seafood is also used as food for pigs and used to fertilize crops. Many people believe that pigs are omnivores, but they need to eat plant-based foods. If pigs are fed seafood, they will have health problems. However, in fact, according to research, seafood is rich in protein, vitamins, and minerals that are beneficial for pigs. The high protein content helps develop muscles and aids in overall growth. Pigs fed seafood will grow better than pigs fed only regular vegetables. Pigs may find the taste of seafood appealing. Providing pigs with seafood can increase their appetite and encourage them to eat more. Especially in some livestock activities, byproducts or waste from seafood that are not suitable for human consumption will be used as animal food. This is a way to reduce waste and provide nutritious food for pigs. To minimize farming costs while still providing mineral-rich food for pigs, animal feed manufacturers have processed fish meal into industrial feed, promoting development and growth in pigs. Currently, feeding pigs seafood is not popular on livestock farms due to its high cost and high price. Most pig farms in the world are raised in closed models and fed industrial feed. Raising time is also shorter than pigs in semi-wild farms. Most pigs are harvested after 6 months of raising. There is no denying that Chinese farmers are incredibly creative in turning invasive crayfish into a valuable livestock industry, especially when they develop a crayfish farming system combined with rice fields, bringing great benefits to local farmers. Now, let's explore the crayfish farm combined with rice cultivation with us. Previously, Chinese farmers believed that crayfish could not be raised in rice fields because they would eat rice plants, damage the soil, and dig holes in dams, causing water to flow out of the fields and harm the rice plants. Furthermore, crayfish are an invasive species originally from America, so Chinese farmers hated them. But with extraordinary creativity, they have turned this pest into a species of high economic value. Currently, the value of crayfish in China is estimated at tens of thousands of billions of dong. And it must be said that crayfish has revolutionized traditional agriculture in China, especially in regions such as Hubei, Anhui, and Jiangsu. The total output of these provinces reaches more than 2 million tons per year. Crayfish and rice farmers said that each mu of rice field can produce more than 150 kilograms of crayfish and 500 kilograms of organic rice. And the average income per mu can reach 4,000 to 5,000 yuan, equivalent to more than $600. Each farmer owns dozens to hundreds of mu of rice fields, so their income per crop can reach hundreds of thousands of $, which is a dream number for most ordinary workers in China. So, how do Chinese farmers cultivate and maximize profits from this combined model? For maximum efficiency, farmers design small canals around their rice fields to provide an environment for crayfish during the dry season. These crayfish cannot survive without water, so it is necessary to maintain the appropriate water level to ensure optimal conditions for both the rice and crayfish. Farmers release the crayfish into the rice fields after transplanting the seedlings, creating a natural habitat for the crayfish, which thrives alongside the rice plants. The crayfish species commonly farmed in conjunction with rice cultivation is the red crayfish, which is commonly farmed in China and some states of the US due to its adaptability to market demand. Crayfish are released into the field at about 60 kilograms of crayfish larvae, allowing them to breed and avoid competition for food. Farmers often grow rice varieties that synchronize with the life cycle of crayfish to make harvesting easier. During growth and development, crayfish often eat organisms that are harmful to rice plants and weeds. However, farmers can supplement foods such as pureed snails or soybeans for optimal growth. The system of combining crayfish farming with rice fields brings many great benefits to agricultural production. Crayfish can help eliminate weeds and pests, limit chemical fertilizers and pesticides in rice fields. The principle of crayfish farming in rice fields is never to use pesticides when possible, to ensure the safety of farmed crayfish, thereby also producing organic rice, which has a high price in the market. Raising crayfish in rice fields helps increase annual rice yields. Typically, the symbiosis between crayfish and rice can increase rice yields by 5 to 10%. Crayfish also grow very quickly. Farmers harvest after about 60 to 80 days from the time of releasing the crayfish. Usually, harvesting uses crayfish pots or net cages to catch them, which helps to be more effective. You can also use nets to catch crayfish in ditches, and finally, drain all the water in the field before harvesting the rice to harvest all the remaining crayfish. After being harvested, crayfish are transported to places of consumption such as markets or restaurants. Some are transported to processing plants to be frozen or cooked for packaging. Processing plants produce thousands of boxes of crayfish every day to supply the domestic market. Crayfish is now very popular in China, often sold at street food stalls to ordinary shops, suitable for the budget of Chinese people. Many processing plants export their products abroad, mainly to the European and American markets. According to reports, crayfish exports in recent years have reached 9,000 to 10,000 tons, generating revenue of more than 100 million US dollars. The higher the consumption capacity, the more profit crayfish farmers can earn in combination with rice. Not only in China, Louisiana in the US also develops the industry of raising crayfish in rice fields, but is mainly popular in some neighboring states. It is a nutritious and healthy source of protein. We have just watched Chinese farmers earn millions of yuan by raising crayfish in rice fields. How do you feel? Leave your comments below to let us know. Surely we all know that pests and diseases are the direct cause of agricultural decline. That has also been a fear for soybean farmers in China for thousands of years. The finger-sized green worms were once the #1 enemy of soybean farmers, but now they are one of the farmers' sources of economic income. So, how has this pest made farmers rich? Please explore with us now. Just a few years ago, soybean farmers in Sichuan, Shandong, and Jiangsu provinces were still afraid of pests and diseases severely affecting bean harvest yields. They even lost all of their harvest because of this harmful bean worm. At that time, no one could have thought that this harmful pest could bring in economic resources worth millions of yuan, until they discovered that bean worms could be eaten. Perhaps up to now, there are still many soybean farmers who still cannot believe that they have made a lot of money from these green worms. They are sold for more than 100 yuan per pound. Their price increases every year, and at times, the cost reaches 180 yuan per pound. Not only that, many farmers in some areas have even become rich by raising bean worms. Soybean farmers in Shandong and Jiangsu consider bean worms to have high economic value and are a regional specialty. They are used to prepare delicious dishes such as roasted bean worms, fried bean worms. In recent years, when human demand for food from green insects has increased, the nutritional value of bean worms has also been discovered very well. Rich in protein, essential amino acids, and essential fatty acids. Because the high nutritional value makes the demand for beanworms increase rapidly, many farmers have realized that at times, beanworms bring higher profits than soybeans. So they have turned to growing beans to worm farming. From there, a worm farming industry was formed in some rural areas of China. To raise beanworms successfully and with high productivity, farmers need to choose areas with suitable locations for them to grow, with adequate lighting, good ventilation, and favorable drainage conditions. At the same time, make sure there are no sources of pollution around. Choose bean insect varieties that are suitable for the local environment, grow quickly and lay many eggs, and have strong disease resistance. If environmental conditions are suitable for beanworms, it will help them grow extremely quickly and bring great profits to farmers. Raising beanworms in the provinces is even more profitable than raising livestock such as cows and pigs, because it does not require raising costs and is more expensive. The main food of beanworms is bean leaves, bean pods, and other legumes. Therefore, Chinese farmers can save a large part of animal feed costs. During the breeding process, it is necessary to ensure that bean caterpillars are provided with fresh, nutritious food and avoid mold and spoilage. At the same time, adjust the type and quantity of food appropriately according to their growth and reproductive stages. In addition, it is also necessary to monitor the health status of beanworms to prevent harmful bacteria. If a successful harvest season will help farmers reap a lot of profits. According to reports from beanworm farmers, a normal acre of bean plants can usually harvest 200 kilograms of fresh beanworms and earn a total income of 8,000 yuan, about $1,200. This level of income is sometimes even higher than growing and harvesting soybeans. In fact, in Liangyungang, Jiangsu, eating beanworms has become the most unique local culinary culture. Many newcomers to Jiangsu felt resistant to beanworms when they first saw them. However, after trying them a few times, many people will fall in love with this seemingly strange and fear-inducing delicacy. Today, there are many beanworm farming facilities in many places. Each year, they can produce tens of thousands of kilograms of beanworms, becoming high-quality raw materials for many high-end hotels and restaurants. A plate of pre-cooked beanworms can sell for 2,000 yuan during peak season. Thanks to its high nutritional value, beanworms are also known as bean ginseng. In addition to fresh beanworms, on the market in China, there are also canned beanworms or prepared beanworms. Consumers can easily buy beanworm products to prepare daily dishes. Hello everyone watching David Farming Channel. Over thousands of years of history, the dragon has become an important cultural symbol for some Asian countries, typically China. However, today, Chinese people have created a unique dish called dragon tongue sashimi. Is this dish made from the dragon's tongue? Today, let's explore with us how Chinese farmers raise thousands of special dragons. In Chinese mythology, crocodiles are considered descendants of dragons, so many Chinese people still consider them dragons to this day. However, crocodiles are not considered religious because they are fierce predators. Today, millions of crocodiles are raised on farms in China, playing an important role in the economic development of local communities. In China, crocodile farms are very large, holding hundreds to thousands of animals. These farms are often built in tropical or subtropical climates, especially in Guangdong, Fujian, and Hainan provinces. The most commonly farmed crocodile is the Yangtze crocodile, which is also native to China, with many farms importing and breeding Siamese crocodiles. Crocodile farms are often designed to mimic the crocodile's natural habitat, with ponds and large sandy areas for the crocodiles to bask and roam. This helps ensure their natural growth and ability to reproduce. Enclosure areas are often segregated by age and size to ensure that alligators do not compete for food or eat each other. Crocodiles are carnivores, so they are usually fed fresh meat, mainly chicken, fish, and sometimes pork. Unlike other livestock, crocodiles do not need to be fed regularly, only 2 to 3 times a week. Moreover, the amount of food is also strictly managed to ensure that crocodiles grow at a stable rate without wasting food. Chinese farmers also pay great attention to the health of crocodiles. Cleaning cages and ponds is also done regularly to prevent bacteria from growing. Because farmed crocodiles are often susceptible to skin diseases, regular cleaning of cages also ensures the crocodiles are healthy. To increase the number of farmed crocodiles, Chinese farmers carry out the incubation process to produce quality offspring. The incubation process of crocodile eggs is carried out in professional incubators with strictly controlled temperature and humidity. The incubation period for crocodile eggs can last from 60 to 80 days, depending on the species of crocodile. Newly hatched crocodiles usually reach a size of about 19 to 21 centimeters, and they can move quickly right after hatching. At this time, the baby crocodiles are carefully cared for before being released into concentrated breeding tanks or sold for breeding. Large-scale crocodile farms in China can harvest thousands of dollars after each sale of breeding crocodiles. Crocodile farming in China has grown rapidly in recent years, providing a steady income for local farming communities and jobs for thousands of workers in crocodile leather processing factories. Yes, crocodile skin is considered the most valuable part and is commonly used in the fashion industry to produce high-end handbags, belts, and shoes. Each product made from crocodile skin is worth from hundreds to thousands of dollars. There are even some of the world's most famous crocodile skin handbags that cost up to $450,000. Not only harvested for its skin, crocodile meat is also becoming increasingly popular in Chinese cuisine, where it is considered a nutritious delicacy with high protein content and low fat. While the meat parts are prepared by methods such as stir-frying and grilling, crocodile tongue is processed into a unique sashimi dish, often referred to by locals as dragon tongue sashimi. Many people may be scared of this dish, but it is very popular with some Chinese people. The preparation method is very simple. Just clean the crocodile tongue and cut it into bite-sized pieces. This dragon tongue sashimi is enjoyed like many other sashimi dishes. In China, crocodiles are also used in traditional medicine to make medicines that are believed to cure lung-related diseases, relieve pain, and boost the immune system. Many people also often make crocodile meat is processed with some medicinal herbs to improve health. Overall, crocodile farming is a large-scale industry, with farming and processing processes tightly controlled to maximize profits. It plays an important role in the development of the local economy, and help farmers stabilize their lives. Is this a giant pineapple? Well, it's not a pineapple. It's a plant native to South America, particularly Mexico, called agave. Strange as it may sound, this plant is the main ingredient in the production of traditional Mexican liquor, and it has a large consumer market in the United States. Today, let's explore with us how Mexican farmers produce millions of liters of liquor by hand from agave. To produce millions of liters of mezcal, Mexican farmers first need to grow agave plants. The areas to grow them are vast, ranging from hundreds of hectares to hundreds of hectares in each region. Mexican farmers grow agave primarily by sowing seeds. The best quality seeds are sown in seedling farms to ensure the right temperature and humidity for germination. When the seedlings grow to about 10 centimeters, they are transplanted to larger farms with more light for optimal growth. The natural conditions in which the agave is grown also directly affect the flavor of the mezcal. Therefore, farmers often pay close attention to the growing area to produce the most unique mezcal. Agave is grown throughout Mexico, but mainly in the state of Oaxaca, with other states such as Durango, Guerrero, and Michoacán also contributing significantly to its production. According to reports, the state of Oaxaca has a total of nearly 16,000 hectares of land, growing more than 10 million agave plants each year, providing the main raw material for liquor production and pharmaceutical processing. Many farms have combined tourism activities so that visitors can visit the agave fields and explore the mezcal processing process. The most famous tourist farms are Noble House, San Jose del Refugio, located along the slopes of the volcano in Tequila. With fresh air and favorable climate, it attracts hundreds of thousands of visitors every year. This plant takes a long time to reach maturity, usually between 7 and 25 years, with some varieties taking up to 35 years. It's fun to imagine planting an agave farm when your kids are young, and years later, those agave plants will be harvested by your kids. In recent years, agave production in Mexico has reached nearly 2 million tons. Mature agave plants are harvested by removing the leaves to expose the core of the plant. This core will be processed to produce pure mezcal. Mezcal, with a long history, is produced entirely by hand using a unique smoking method. Unlike other types of alcohol, mezcal is made entirely from blue agave, giving it a distinctive flavor and aroma. After harvesting, the agave pith is aged in traditional underground pits. These pits are about 2 meters in diameter and can be dug long ago. The pits are lined with local tree wood and volcanic rock to retain heat after the fire. The agave pith is then stacked in layers in the pit, covered with soil and leaves, and roasted for several days. This slow smoke-aged process allows the sugars in the agave to caramelize, creating a characteristically complex flavor. After brewing, the agave is crushed to extract the juice, a process that is also done entirely by hand using human or animal power. Once the agave is crushed, the fibers and juice are fermented into alcohol using wild yeast. Fermentation times vary with temperature and humidity, typically ranging from a few days to a few weeks. This time also affects the overall flavor of the mezcal. Like many grain spirits, mezcal production requires distillation. Most producers use clay or aluminum pot stills heated over open fire. These pot stills are much smaller than modern pot stills, allowing for more unique batches. Typically, mezcal goes through 2 distillations. However, there is a special type of mezcal that is distilled a 3rd time, which can include chicken, fruit, or nuts. This type of mezcal has a more refined flavor and is often enjoyed during special occasions and celebrations. After aging, mezcal is bottled in glass bottles and labeled with its origin and country of origin. The artisanal production of mezcal is typically carried out by small families, following traditional methods passed down through generations. It not only produces a unique flavor, but it has also maintained tradition over the centuries, as modern production lines have evolved. The industry provides jobs and economic stability to thousands of people in Mexico. Mezcal has become an important export product in Mexico and is increasingly popular in the United States and some European countries. Each year, Mexico exports a certain amount of mezcal to different regions of the world. With a completely manual production process, mezcal production also contributes to environmental protection, minimizing waste during the production process. Therefore, the government of this country often encourages farmers to maintain this manual production activity. After distillation, mezcal is aged in oak barrels for a period of time, usually several months to a year, to enhance its flavor.